to put part 2 on the title. So now that I've done it, great. Okay, back to thinking about this game. And it's kind of tough working on two games at the same time for me. I imagine for most it's not, but for me it is. Um, I want to concentrate on this deal. Okay, so the cool thing is I like uh, figuring out this complicated puzzle. It might take too long to figure it out. So I wonder if I don't know. It, I want to change this to where they're. I just have to remember it's times two for Saturday. Like working on a Saturday is worse than working on a Sunday. Maybe I don't know. We'll figure that out. The other thing is I decided to take bonuses into the next round. They need to be stackable. In order for them to be stackable, they have to. I mean, they have to be stacked to go to the next round. You can always go to a bigger size, but once you go to a bigger size and it's stuck that size. So we'll say that. That's kind of an interesting thing. Okay, so the, what I mean by that is okay, so this is this week's planning. I mean, this month's planning. There's next month's planning. Let's say I have this bonus. Flip this over. I've got this bonus. Let's put it on a 5. Okay, I've got this bonus. I know that in order for me to take this to the next round, I need to get a green that is 6 because it'll stack on one. In order for it to work, it's got to stack on one less size. That rule could change, but right now it's not changed. So, oh, duh. Here we go. Now I'm thinking. Okay, so this is a 5, and this shape means it goes on the top. Here's a 5 that goes on the bottom. This one has to be stacked on top of a green. This happens to be a green, and the only reason it's a green is because it has a cube on it. The problem is I can stack this on top of there and take it into the next round. In order to stack it at this size, as a 5, it must be stacked onto a 5 or bigger. If it's stacked onto a 5, I take this off. Why would I ever do that? Let me see. Sorry, I've got a scratch on my back. I'm itchy. Okay, so what if, in order for this to go into the next round, in other words, being placed onto the next, let me get another one of these. That's what I'll do. We'll go X, we'll go C, we'll go V. And then we'll just set it here. It's not set up. We'll just do it like that. It's not set up. And this is just going, well, I'll do one that's not so bright. It's just a placeholder. So I'm going to put this on here. Let me lock it down. What I could do is put this on top of here as a 5. What that means is that I don't get this green. Basically, I'm sacrificing this green to take it into the next round because it could go on to this size or bigger. So what that means is I could take this as a 6 because you can always go bigger. You can never go smaller. I could do this to take it into the next round. That ensures that this makes it into the next round. What I could do is, if I don't want to take on unhappy faces, I could basically stack it on this green. That just means that I'm throwing away a green. Stack it on there. That takes this into the next round. It's a weird little rule, but it basically takes it into the next round. The only way this one can go into the next round is to have a green one. it could go the same size, but to go the same size, you basically are sacrificing it. That's a kind of funky rule. Or it could be one longer than. Well, I like the one longer than rule. And then it gets into the next round. Once it's in the next round, it doesn't have to be played like that. You could play it in a different way. But that takes it into the next round. So let's say you got the advancement that makes it smaller. You could go smaller or larger. Here is your limitation as far as smaller. Larger, I guess the limitation is 6. So let's make this thing real quick. This ends up being a class on Illustrator and making half-ass design tools. Not design, half-ass whatchamacallits. Assets. This is how you make half-ass assets. That's what Mo be doing. So we got this one. We'll do this like that. We'll go ahead and put them both under a thing. Goes like that. Put this in the back. We'll make it lighter gray, maybe no darker gray. We'll go ahead and give it a stroke. And then we'll take this, put it in the front. We'll make that white. Put that in the front. What size is this stroke? It is 24. 24. Let's change the transparency on this one. Looks like it has a gradient in the middle, something like, no. Something like that, and then we'll put next month. Type, change case, uppercase. We're going with impact for all of our font uses just to make it easy and to make it clear. Next month. Let's go ahead and lighten that color wise. We'll go ahead and lighten the piss out of that. Something like that. Still doesn't look light enough. Considering going out of town tomorrow just to get out of Dodge. I don't know. We'll save that. Let's get one of these. I'll move this off of here. We'll get this guy. Make it one of those. Cancel. Yeah, it looks the right size. So we'll go ahead and replace this thing. Make it look like that, which means it needs a 3 and 1 and a 7. Lock this thing down. Lock. we can take any amount of these into the next month that we don't use. Pretty hardcore system here. Okay, so if we have that, we can always go bigger. The minimum amount of size is that. Let's say I get this and it goes into the next month. In order for it to go into the next month, this has to be on a second layer. To put it on the second layer, it's got to be put on the same color. So this would allow this to go to the next round by basically sacrificing that piece. Or I could go to a longer work week. Anytime you go bigger, let's say anytime you go bigger, you get a sad face. That's even before the sad faces. That's an anticipation. No, because you're already going to get the sad face for putting it down. So it might be just added confusion. By making it go bigger, now I've got access to both. If I got another green one, it's fine because both of these are green. Let's say another green one could stack on top of these. This one just shows that they're building blocks, and these are foundation blocks. These are foundation or fundamentals, and I don't know, something like that. Okay, so let's look at making the work week. The 6 back. We got this 5 here. I really kind of feel like making all 3 of these weeks a thing. I like my system though, but it would be way better of a game to go this section first, second section, third section, and fourth section. But that would compromise the actual process of making tequila, because you'd be making like a lot of batches at that time. Well, maybe that's what this game needs to be. A bunch of batches and not going into the details of making the tequila. I don't know. I think I just got a picture of a spider or something. What the hell? Goddamn Australian bugs. Yeah, when you have a significant other that lives in Australia, you don't want to get these pictures of bugs that they are randomly seeing, because it freaks you out. Okay, so let's play around. Let's go ahead and say you have a gray one. So there would be a gray thing, and you would have the gray 5 in this case. No, it's a gray 6. All right, so here's that. Here's that. Let me look at the cards that I have available to me. I think this is one of those cards. No, yeah. Flip, 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 flip. And then we'll do this thing. This first one here. The 2, which is in the right spot. This one here. is a 4, which is here. Then that one is a 2, and then we'll just go ahead and make that one a 6, so it has one of each. Awesome. Okay, so we got that set up. We have the choice of, we're going to pay 3 cards for now. 1, 2, 3. That blue is a book. That green is a deal. So do I want to do more? I want to get in books. Oh, let me go ahead and make the bonuses for these, which I think were in here. Yeah. Move this bag over here. The unfortunate thing about these bonuses is they are face value. I guess we should make a -1 token, which would be cool. Yeah. Yeah. Let's go back down here to our bonuses. This thing. I don't know what that 5 book thing is. I know what some of these are. This is an older one, isn't it? Let's find out. We're going to change it multiple times. I think this is the most recent one. So let's try to make this the same width as that by adding the right amount of stuff. One of these things can be a gray. We can do gray there. And as far as this one goes, we can do... Maybe we can add up to 2 grays, which would be cool. That gives you a lot more limitations. Okay, cool. So let's do that. Let's try to build this thing more better. What I wanted to do is have a couple of -1s. Oops. Crazy ass bonuses. Depending on what I do tomorrow, I might be working on this like a mofo. Or I might go out of town. I don't know. Still thinking about it. Okay, so let's make this bigger for now. Let's go. We need 2 grays. Doesn't really like this fits pretty well, so let's do 1 gray. So we'll do that. We'll do that. Delete that shit. This one is a gray. Cube. Okay. And then let's think about this one down here. This one down here is different than gray. Gray means anything, so there's a gray so if we make this one of any, a choice of any of them, that allows you to make, oh, that's just too strong. The gray one's pretty cool. I guess these are the ones that people would go for. So let's go ahead and make this one any one of any color. I have apprehensions about doing it, but I'm going to do it anyway because this is like the one to get then. It's like, yeah, get that one first. What we could do, I'm trying to figure out how to divide this into the 4 types here. Let me just get it and divide it. This, and we want to divide it into 4 equal spaces, so we'll go like that, and we'll go like that. This is a lot of work for something that I don't know will work or not. Don't want to do all that work. I guess I'm going to. Okay, let's start with this thing. Wrong one. We're trying to do this thing. Let's go ahead and see what this would be like. We will, where's Pathfind? Not so much. Okay, so first thing we need to do is unite these. Expand, cool. And then there's one, and then this one. We'll object ungroup. See if we can make this work. This one, which I'll do it. That's not good. How are they not lining up? That is weird. How do they not? Oh, they don't line up because this needs to go like that. Like that. Here we go. I was like, why the fuck aren't they lining up? That was weird. I thought some really weird shit had happened there. Pain in the ass. Two locks, by the way. Lock, okay. And then maybe it was better the way before. Okay, so instead we'll get these. Nope, not those. We'll get these. And we'll go like that. But we'll go like that. And then we'll go green, purple, red, blue. That one's light green. That one's light purple. That one's light red. So now that one goes in place of this one. Somewhere like right there. don't know if I like the outline necessarily. I think we're going to do it either way. Okay, so this one is a +1, so we'll write the number +1. This is pretty cool. The +1 means you can get an additional one of this type as long as you have the original color. So this one allows +1. Like if you already get a green income, then you can get a +1 income here. But you have to have the original. Okay, so what we want down here, these are abilities. These are unlock things. These are to use those as gray. I want an ability to have a -1 token. I want the -1 token. What is the -1 token, or how is it paid for, or how do we do it? It's one of these. And there's one of these. Is it an ability? Well, maybe we don't need it because we can already do it. But it's cool because it's like a universal one. The problem is it's an income. So I'd be adding it to the income row. And I don't want to. Well, I guess it doesn't have to. Oh, crap. I am going to go ahead and stop. I've got a phone call, so I'm going to go ahead and stop the stream right there. Let's see what's going on. So you don't fear to turn this thing off.